everybody, and welcome back to Plaid Stallion's Toy Ventures. This is the first crossover event for this channel, as I plan to split this review up into two parts. The second part will be a vintage Mego episode that will debut later on this week. Our subject for this episode is the TV Heroes figures by Popy. You may think that these are Mego figures. They certainly look like them, but they're actually not at all. Popy actually distributed the Mego's World's Greatest Superheroes in 1978, but they had somewhat of a limited selection of 3 characters. I guess Popy reckoned that the figure format was popular enough that they should create a series of figures for their more popular homegrown TV heroes. Popy would actually repeat this behavior of copying another company's action figure style when they started carrying Star Wars figures. They would create a series called the World Heroes. I want to do a whole segment on World Heroes, so just more on that later. The body is very similar to the Mego 8-inch superhero body, but it's clearly different, and it is stamped Popy on the back. The only thing you can clearly say was swiped from Mego would be the boots. Those are just Mego superhero boots on those characters. For the first wave in the range, Popy went with some very well-known characters from classic Japanese TV series. Firstly, Ultraman and his brother Ultra 7, easily the 2 most beloved characters in the franchise. Kamen Rider Each and Kamen Rider V3, 2 of the heaviest hitting characters in the lore. The line must have been a hit because it returned in '79 with 6 new characters. They included Ultraman Junius, aka the Ultraman. This character was unique because he was the first animated incarnation of Ultraman. Ken Owashi, or Eagle Ken, from the television series Gatchaman 2, or as we called it, Battle of the Planets. Battle Fever J, Battle Cossack, Battle Kenya, and Battle France, one of the earliest versions of what is known as Sentai, or what most people call Power Rangers. One member of the Battle Fever team was absent from the Popy lineup in the form of Miss America. We're not sure if Popy didn't want to make a female action figure or pay for the tooling for a female body. We'll never know. As an aside, you may notice that I don't have any of the Battle Fever characters in my collection. Some of them are rare, but that's not the reason. I just don't really care for the 5-man shows. I never really have. That goes right back to my tape trading days in the 80s. One of the issues with this line is that Ultraman and Ultra 7 have a unique suit that seems to be a form of heat-sealed foam and plastic. This doesn't stand up to much play, and even mint-in-box examples can show extreme signs of wear. They are literally falling apart in their boxes. It makes mint examples difficult to find and nude figures abundant. Popy must have been somewhat aware of this problem because Ultraman Junius just has a regular fabric outfit. But the fabric isn't the stretchy material that Mego used for their outfits. It actually results in some of the characters being hard to move due to the stiff, tight uniforms they're wearing. In terms of the secondary market, Battle Japan is easily the most common, with Ultraman Junius leading the number 2 spot. The toughest to find in the series are the other members of the Battle Fever squad. They must have been produced in much lower numbers than their team leader. The line is, of course, highly collectible and somewhat expensive due to collector demand. I mean, if you like Mego action figures and grew up in the 70s, then having an Ultraman or a Mark from G-Force is almost overwhelming. My personal favorite figure in the line is Kamen Rider Each. I even made a custom of V3's sometimes partner, Riderman, a few years ago. I bought all of these in the late 1990s. It was one of the first things I did when I found steady employment, as I'd been smitten with these figures since I first saw them in the It's a Small World toy catalog in 1990. Back then, I'd have to wire transfer money to Kowloon every month or so. As a result, they are some of my favorite toys in my collection. Later on in the week, I will talk about the Mego superheroes released in this line. But for now, I'd love to know your feedback on this line. Is it something you covet, or is it something you can live without? Let me know in the comments here. You can hit me up on Twitter at Plaid Stallions. We have a growing Facebook group called Pod Stallions where we'd love to have you. And you can always hit me at the Plaid Stallions Facebook page. Until next time, thanks for watching. Take care and have fun.